a Keebler elf, I suppose. How, yeah, sure. In order for any of this to work, and that's the reason why Rocky was fantastic, was a great joke with adult universality of understanding. There was adult stuff in there that kids related to. I mean, there were kids who were understanding the jokes even before the parents could. Okay? Yeah, yeah. Because the actors were smart. Okay? There was something inside, a little something that makes it work. You see, now, does that just is? Am I answering his
You
question?
did, yeah. You answered that, and like I said, that's because when you and I first met at Louisville at GalaxyCon, I'd said something about a voice actor, and I've got that great picture of you about to punch me in the face that I put up on Facebook. Um,
Was that Louisville?
that
Oh
was
my
Louisville,
God!
yes, sir. And at the time, I thought, and I'm
My God! Wait,
understanding,
wait, wait, wait! Louisville! Oh my God!
yeah,
I
back in
got to tell you
November.
something. Oh my God! Was it Louisville and Nashville? There were. Was it? And was it Philly? All right. In two of these, three families or four families. Oh, shout out to these wonderful people. I remember a couple of their names. I won't tell you who they are.
Who were at the conventions?
Some, yeah, Charlie, who came up to me and asked me to bless their families. No, wait. I, this is not funny. I'm not making fun of them. I'm spiritual. My religiosity is my own business.
Mm-hmm.
My spirituality is also my own business. I can share that at, at another time, or share a piece of that perhaps. My study of philosophy and theology is something else. My relationship to creation, the creator, God, as we understand him or her, uh, is really nobody's business unless I'm asked.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. And some people, religious people, ask me to bless their families. I, when I'm alone here, and that's usual, and I think about that, tears come to my eyes. Now, look, asking me to do that is how could playing a monster like Destro or even a good guy like Stalker uh, or anybody else or anything else have such an effect upon someone that outside of playing Othello or three roles in Hamlet or David King in Sleep for Prisoners, or any of the the Negro in Universal N, or any of these other great performances, well, not great performances, great plays that I did. Any of the work that I ever did, or Paul Robeson. I played Paul Robeson too. Are you now? Have you ever been? Um, you know, how could of all that, and then someone asks me to bless their family. I don't understand that. Now look, I took them seriously,
Mm-hmm.
and we got quiet for a few moments. And in that moment, everything, when one is considering a character, um, there are actors who talk to me about how they considered what they've done. And they say that there's similar religious moments or creation moments with them, and work that they've done. And you don't hear this, in these shows because people like an Angelina Jolie, whom I think is a great actress, they don't really talk about that. But there are moments when you get quiet and you consider what's to be done. And that is important, is getting quiet and getting at one when you understand that when you have an effect upon someone, no matter how slight it seems, that it's an effect. And this is part of living and growing. And so you do it. And you do it and you mean it. And I meant it. No, I meant it. And why? Because our country is in a terrible state right now. And there are a lot of people in our nation who've lost their way. And that was important for me to do. It had nothing to do with evangelical Christianity or anything like that. Nothing to do with my beliefs or even with theirs. They asked me to bless their families. Now, for a low-life bum actor like me to be asked to do, and that's what I am. I'm not playing with you, sir. I am serious. Someone asked that. You know, I know that someone has said that to someone like De Niro. Okay, ask me to do that, and to be with their family and their kids is something I never felt before. There were 3 women who came up to me in Raleigh, 3 beautiful women, and I think I put their pictures along with me. Now my daughter was in Burbank, and she's I think I put her picture up there. My lovely daughter, my beloved child, this beautiful child. I hadn't seen Arlene Thornton or Jack Angel in a long time. And she was my agent, and Jack was my colleague and my friend, and I loved them. They came up to me at Burbank TFCon, Cullen Douglas' show, you know, and I had a moment that this is what life, as one lives it really means to have this. You've been through this, you've been through the rigors of living and loving. To be asked to be present at something like that is to be what it really means to be alive. And that, for me, is the art of the art. And it is something that you humbly achieve, acquire, and you go on with living. And that's that. And that's that. And that means everything.
It's kind of one of those moments where it kind of transcends whatever religious belief you might have, that where you talked about in the very beginning, that calming humanity.
Right. They watch television, and then, you know, to be able to have a live moment with somebody, you know, who did some things, and you go, and then another thing that I don't understand is thank you for my childhood. What? You know, black folks, white folks, brown folks, you know, Asian folks. I mean, thank you for my childhood. What? What?
But again, that's got to be very fulfilling to know that you played an integral part. You certainly didn't mind. Like I said, I grew up watching these shows, and you played such an integral part, whether you know it or not, through the art and what you've given in these characters.
Mr. Install, I'm being formal. Forgive me, brother.
You're fine.
Again, integral. What? You know, it's wonderful to be able to have a moment in someone's life, which is a moment. How could I be anything but an apostrophe?
Well, I can only speak. Obviously, there's lots of people who come up and say this to you, but I can only speak from my experience growing up as kind of a bookish kid myself, kind of nerdy, didn't have a lot of friends, but my escape from getting picked on in class and everything like that were these toys, these comic books, these cartoons that I could immerse myself in and like I said, I'm so excited nowadays. It translates to my current adulthood that when I get the chance to meet Arthur Burghardt or Michael Bell or Mary McDonald Lewis, that I get excited. I love meeting new people and coming out and seeing all these people who contributed to my childhood.
I understand. Keep talking. You're giving me some. No, I'm serious. Well, I'm trying to see a bridge, and what's happening to me right now is I'm letting go. Okay, thank you. What can you say? You say thank you. You don't get up there and you don't talk about, it took me forever and a long time to figure it out, and I'm one of these actors who has to think about things a long, long time, oh, shut up, asshole! For crying out loud, they're not asking you to do that. They're just saying thank you, and here's what you do, Arthur. Thank you. I'm moved. Thank you. That's all. You just said thank you. How hard is that?
Mm-hmm.
It is. Meatloaf, Bat Out of Hell, in Raleigh.
Mm-hmm.
Meat had all these kids there. I've had similar crowds too, but not as big as Meat. Meatloaf. Well, that's not true, because I had one almost as big. It was at Nashville or Louisville, and where a brother came in Philadelphia. A brother brought his car into the convention center, and he said, sign my car, please, Arthur. Yeah, sign it. Oh my God! All right, so you go, okay, all right, okay. Even if I don't understand, can you have the humility? I mean, you know what Meatloaf did? He got up. He's in pain. He got up from his chair. There were a whole lot of kids standing there. Came to the curtain, because I said, "Hey, Meat," He came. He got down from his chair, came over and hugged me. I said, "Oh man, thank you." I mean, I didn't mean to take you away from your fans, bro. They're. He said, "No, I just had to hug you, brother." I said, "Thank you, thank you." I mean, wow. Edward James Olmos, hey man, because his co-star in with Don Johnson, the brother, he and his wife were friends of mine.
Oh, okay.
And I think that Edward James Olmos, the brother and his wife, were great actors. And I'd never met Don, but he spoke to me, hey, how you doing, man? So I'm making it, and I asked him how he was doing, I mean, that's enough said. You don't have to sit up there and, I'm not going to go to the Oscars because they're not rewarding me. Nobody wants to know any of that. Nobody wants to know any of that. Arthur, can you contribute a little something for the well-being of the nation and of the people? A young woman flew 14,000 miles, for crying out loud, just to stand right next to me, a girl, a child, who had demanded of her parents to fly to Toronto, Canada, to cry in front of me for 15 minutes because she wanted to meet the devastator.
Huh.
14,000 miles, and a Chinese child. And she couldn't even speak. All she could do was cry. Do you know I had to stop the lines? Everybody, we're going to wait here.
Yeah, that's...
We're going to wait. We're going to, I mean, and I could go on and on about that. Do you have the humility to simply accept that? It's not about making money. You just simply accept that. And then you say, thank you, God. And that's that. You go, all right, all right. Now, how can we enlarge upon that a little bit? Or if not, nothing. You know, life is not about X's and O's and pluses and minuses. It is about how I can enlarge the lives of others a little, you know, a little. And we find it's possible through our crafts. We find that it's possible through the roles that we play to make a difference. Maybe so. I used to love the theater. The reason why I love the theater is because I knew that as a black male, that I would have limited access to the modes of production. In other words, that they wouldn't want me in motion pictures. You know, I walked up to Otto Preminger, you know, and I demanded that he do some work, you know, and include me in that work with regard to black folks. You know, Hurry Sundown was beautiful. My friend Robert Hooks was in that, and he was kicking all sorts of booty, okay, with Jane Fonda, you know, and I said, you know, you just got to do more. And he's, you know, Preminger turned to me in New York at O'Neill's Balloon, turned to me in New York, and he said, well, your name? I said, Arthur. He said, Arthur, you bring me good script, we do the work.
That's a very nice Otto Preminger impression, too, I might add.
Oh, man. You know, that was easy shit.
Well, as I said, we've talked to you for quite a while. I don't want to take up more of your time. We've got our Twitter questions answered.
You do. You want to take up more of my time.
Well, if the people weren't looking in the windows of the studio here, because I know there's another group wanting to get in.
That's
but
great.
But this has been great, and we want to mention again that you are going to be at South Carolina Comic-Con, and that's the last weekend of March.
No, November.
Oh, okay. I'm looking up the wrong convention. I tried to be all clever and look it up.
Yeah. No, it's November 21st, I believe I'll be there from the 20th through the 23rd, but the con is 21 and 22. I'll be at a couple of others between now and then, I think, that Sarah's working on. Oh, major shout out to my doctors, nurses, sweeties, Sarah, and dear sweet, oh my God, Maria. Major shout out to, again, to the Destro Diehards and the finest, the Castle Guard, Destro Zanville. Whom else? And the great Ryan Yost, and all those wonderful people, Wendy Garcia, the admins for that great site, and Tom Wyckoff and Andrea Wyckoff and Linville King. Oh my God, Linville King, who does it, one of the greatest sculptors of G.I. Joe alive. There's so many wonderful people. Tori Tate, you bad boy. I've got stories about some of these wonderful people that I guess I could talk for about 8 hours about them, but look, and my daughter, Arrington, I love her. I love you, baby. Now, I got to tell you, there are a number of great women in my life who I love very much also, but I won't talk about that at present. I just want to say that I have had a great life, and if it were to end tomorrow, with what that I've got working on here, the writing, if it were to end tomorrow, it would have been the best life that a bum like me could ever have had. Great moments, and great moments to share with other members of humanity. And to be able to say that now is something that I'm so glad and so grateful to you to be able to say. And thank you very much for your time and everything, James. And my man behind the engineer, what's his name again, Brother Victor?
Joey V.
Joey V, as in Victor.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
V for
Joey
victory.
V.
Talking to Arthur Burghardt.
Hey, thank you. And you, James, you bad boy. Oh, man. You could have chosen a better looking picture, man, with my face looking like old.
No, you look
old
very,
fruit.
very, it was a quiet intensity to your demeanor. I liked.
Listen, that's easy, but what is hard is doing the quiet, close work.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just say this. Television is a hot medium. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And well, it can be, and you got to be very cool with it, because like stage, I believe television is hot. I believe stages can be very hot, but you must be cool in both stage and television. Now, film is cool, but you got to be cool there too, because it's close to you, like television, and you can see everything that's going on inside of you.
Yeah.
So it goes. It goes. I've seen great work going on, and I wish to be a part of it before I pass. But I've got some writing to finish, and that's important, and to get that out too. So, thank you for the opportunity to enjoy myself. I hope I haven't talked too long.
No, this has been great. I love, like I said, this has been a lot of fun for me, and I gained a lot of insights. And like I said earlier on, I did learn a lot just talking to you and hearing some of the stories you told and some of the things you've been able to relate.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. And so the what you're writing, before we let you go too, when can we look for that? Is it when do you have an idea of a publication date?
I hope later this year.
Okay.
These are collected poems.
Perfect.
Some of them are epic poems. Some of them are very small. Some of them they're different and a little different. With each poet is a mantle that is acquired and conferred. So I don't call myself that. I'm a writer. That's it. I'm a writer and an actor, and that's that.
And that's a lot to have too, with all the stuff you've done, all your work. So I'm very excited to see the poems when they are published. Arthur Burghardt.
I wanted to say one other quick
Sure.
thing. I had a little controversy with folks who have represented me in the past. Things are okay. They did the very best that they could possibly do. Human beings could possibly do, and they were good people, and we did accomplish some good things, and I'm grateful for that, and I was grateful to have them there, and for them to do as they did do, and if there is a future, then great. If not, that too is great. Right now, we're going to stay in the now. And there is Sarah, and Sarah Douthit, and they're all the great people who have supported us over the time. And I hope to see them again and be at the cons and see many of the people who are listening. I hope to see them. Hope to see them in the time that we have left on this wonderful planet. And I don't mean to be down. I'm just getting older.
I think you've got a lot of feist. I think you're going to be around for a while yet.
Amen. Thank you for everything. I love you all.
Thank you so much, sir. Have a great rest of your day.
You too, my brother. And I hope this turns out well. And if not, give me a call and we'll put something in that'll straighten things out.
Sounds good to me.
God bless you.
And you also. Thanks very much. And hopefully I'll see you again very soon.
Very soon. God bless.
Take care. And there he goes, Arthur Burghardt. Thank you for all those who watched. This has been a lot of fun for me. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Like I said, it's just looking at me. I'm not sure how the video thing works. If you liked it, great. Leave me a thumbs up on YouTube. Maybe subscribe to the channel. For those of you on Facebook, you can follow me at facebook.com/GeekToMeRadio, and of course Twitter and Instagram at GeekToMeRadio. We've got a contest going on tomorrow. We're giving away a Doctor Who Blu-ray. Check me out. Keep up with all my comings and goings. Thanks very much for your time. Have a great rest of your day too.